this is the I think it's a session that is not the most interesting because it's more or less speculation. The other sessions we will have, we will work on things and show the use of programs, sometimes with in other places. For example, Ricardo will be tomorrow in a school with I don't know if in the afternoon he'll be at school, but in the morning, in the student session, he'll be at the school, interacting with students of the first cycle. And in the morning, we will have a session from a teacher of a university nearby. Okay, I'm there presenting, but actually I'm presenting in the afternoon, not in the student session, because the availability of this teacher was difficult in the afternoon. So and in Thursday, Inês will present something, some cases. We will present in the morning. It's me that will present. We will present an application, and in the afternoon also an application how to make augmented reality very easily. It's image-based augmented reality. We will show several tools. For teachers will be condensed. So I think these sessions will be much will be more interesting. Today is the continuation of some of the speculation that I've done for the multiplier event. So for Ezia is not nothing new. For Patricia, I think it is. Belen also, it's not really new. It's different because I changed. I evolved a little bit. But nevertheless, we present this to the students, and I will in this session, because we don't have so much time, I will be faster. Okay. So we talk about the concepts. This is we are all used to this. We don't. Well, I will skip this some of the slides because they are not really. We are already into it. All of the audience is into it. The most important is level of immersion that we need to focus. In augmented reality, we interact with the real world. We use augmented reality to interact with several tools. Here it's a small presentation where we can see the tools in field service. One is the commissioning of a robot in a plant, the left picture. In the right, we have the tutorial to fix a motorcycle, and the use in the vehicles. This is an example of the forecast of the use that will happen, because I will show. One example is that we can use these tools. It's to mixed reality, that is to use and make some video conference in use tools that we can someone that is in the field service can be guided by someone at home and interact. as I said in the morning, my company is looking up to introduce these technologies. We manufacture EV chargers, high power EV chargers, and we ship them to Australia, um, New Zealand, República Dominicana, Israel, and other countries, and technicians that put the chargers into production have difficulties and cannot share with us some of the information. We are thinking of introducing this kind of materials. The problem is we invest in the glasses. Okay, if they are commissioning our material, they should invest in the glasses. But the idea is to introduce these technologies, and you can see that is very useful for a business. Okay, because now the service is quite. We are challenged by giving instructions to read the multimeter like it is here, and to interact, and it's not evident to them to what they should know. And since it's power related, there are risks that need to be assessed, and some cautions that they need to do and should be done really well. Okay. Um, Actually, the augmented reality now is in use in several places, and since we had our session in October, I visited 2 places and where augmented reality is in place. And one is the Pope's Palace in Avignon. You can see here in a film that looking at next, it's not QR code, it's an image. You can immerse in one date and the reconstruction of the room at that date. Looking through the tablet, we can navigate, and clicking, we can enter some rooms that exist. Some of them don't exist now, and interact with have information. At Montreal Port, I had a different experience. We had a system that is a globe. Just a second, a globe. Let me put this bigger. A globe that you can see that it recognizes the points with this camera, and is looking at the globe and give me some information. I would not say that these was very successful from the point of view of the user, because it was really you look at the screen, and it's a usage of the technology that I don't think that is very useful, because you could paint the ball with the things that are here, but actually you can change the contents and according to the interaction. It didn't work very well because it was very sunny, and it was not very calibrated, but it worked. You could see you had a ball that gave us the information about the shipping industry, like this is a cargo, the other is a tunnelier, and I was rotating the ball and see these things. Okay, so it's something that people are working and introducing. Okay. There are several challenges that are impacting the widespread adoption integration. One is tracking and calibration, because to give accurate experience, we need to have accurate and reliable tracking, and sensors need calibration. Of course, most of the usage is by mobile phone. Today, the precision and the sensor that mobile phones have is very good, and it's very cheap because the Surf Star Surf um, chip that has accelerometer and GPS now costs $1 by phone, and it's very precise. I remember when things that were less precise cost $300. So it was not so long ago, but when Surf Star 3 appeared, let's say 10 years ago, it changed completely. It proves that a change in technology is also very important to enable this kind of things. It's a chip. It's someone that redesign and that idea of redesigning chip and help to bring these kind of things to the world, because before accelerometer and GPS were two separate entities. GPS was very expensive and needed an antenna, external and not big, but reasonably sized antenna. And with Star 3 appeared, it was uh, it was a disruptive moment in these things. Um, there is the problem of content creation and integration. Um, we we have too many tools. It's still a programming thing. It's not something that we can start in one tool and migrate to another. We need to work. So it's not. It's a technology that is mature in several aspects, but immature in the content creation, and things have to change. User interface and interaction design is also something that is not well resolved by now, because with different and this is common to VR and other technologies, because there is no gestures, right? We use gestures to interact with some things, or virtual buttons that we push, or some other things, but there is no common interface. So when you change experience from one product to the other product, it changes. I remember that when it was IBM in the 80s, in the beginning of the 80s, that normalized the user interface in computers, and we got used to these things of Windows, because when we are in a Mac, it's Windows. When you are in a Linux, it's a Windows thing, and it was created for a late operating system that is called the OS2, but it made a complete it creates the standard that everybody more or less know, that if it takes the bar can change the place where the window is, or the minimize and maximize button, these kind of things that we take for granted with our user interfaces were new in the beginning of the 80s, or they were not new, they were used, but were not standardized. Okay. So we need to have more mature technology, and something needs to happen and bring something to the table that we can have a user interface. And then with something that is common, I think the technology will evolve faster because the adoption, the learning curve of using these technologies will be easier. Um, Privacy and security, HR collects and processes information, either by giving us information or such as keeping information and visual data captured by cameras. And there is a potential of misuse, and we need to work on this and ensure that GDPR is GDPR compliant, for example. Integration with existing infrastructure. We have organizations have a lot of things from the past, like document management systems, workflow systems, ERPs, CRMs, and lots of data. And we need to think of integration. Since there is a widespread of tools to work on there is no common set how to integrate. So it's still a programming thing. It's not a commodity. I think the moment that these things work well is when they are commodity. PCs were something mysterious for lots of people, but when they become commodity, everybody has a PC, and the fear that the PC is something impossible to handle disappeared. So I think it's important that we need a commodity. Cost, of course, AR hardware is expensive still. The glasses from Microsoft still, for example, that are the most common, are still expensive. Software tools for development are still expensive. At least some, if not expensive in buying, they have a learning curve that is not easy to recover from. It's not an investment from the investment standpoint. It's not. It's very difficult to recover. So we need to lower the cost of devices, applications, and development tools. The interoperability between development tools needs to improve. As I will show in Thursday, we can make something with augmented reality, but it's not easy. We start with a photo, we need a video with alpha channel. So there are things that I will show a very simple example, but the work in bring the some of this online, it's not so easy. Extended reality, that is everything, has almost the same problems. Almost the same problems. I will focus in one that is different, that is the motion sickness and discomfort. Sometimes in using AR, you also have, because the virtual environment in interaction also brings problems. But it's where AR in this matter is better, let's say, than virtual reality. Okay, about the market size. Market size is growing very fast. This is the two technologies, and I will show in the next slide the split between them, because the market it's enterprise that make AR also make VR, let's say. So it's difficult to separate. You see that most of the great players are here. Alphabet, Apple, HP, Samsung, for example, and Microsoft, of course, are here. The market from 2017 was 16 billion dollars, and forecast is to go to almost 400 in 2027. 400 billion. Actually, in this moment, the market is already at 200 and something billion dollars. So it's a market, and we need to think of putting people in this market, because the people that we are teaching today will be in this reality in 2 or 3 days, 3 years. Okay, the market it's shared about 60 to 40% between AR and VR. So HR market, it's about 240,000 billion in 2027. It's forecast to be the reason, because AR it's a little bit bigger than VR. It's because it's a transitioning. Okay, HR is for learning, using in lots of places. VR, it's entertaining industry, mostly, most or gaming in, and so it's why this split will be. I think it will be always like that, because human interaction will be more confined to AR and VR. Okay. I presented something in the student edition, but I will skip it here because I think we don't have time. So let's continue with the presentation without some videos. We already use AR in commerce, and we focus in Shopify, IKEA Place. About IKEA Place, I'm having an experience of design a kitchen, okay? Because I bought an apartment to put in rental, and I'm buying a kitchen. I don't want to have a lot of work in that apartment, okay? And sorry, Asia, but I'm the architect also of the apartment. So we don't. I didn't want to pay an architect, so I use the tools of IKEA. They are now. It's the tool. What is the IKEA Place was phased out, but they are implementing the tools in the internet. I would say that is more virtual now than real, because it helps. It gives you the opportunity to design a kitchen. It's very easy. I managed to design a kitchen. They don't have the tools for showing the kitchen in there, So it's really VR. Let me just in a few seconds. I think I can show you what I mean. I know that this is. I will share the screen. Sorry. Okay, I'm in the planning. They have the kitchen. This is kitchen. They have several planning, and okay, okay, just a second. Okay, you can see that I'm designing the kitchen. I started the low cost version, let's say, the low cost version. I managed to make a copy. The low cost version, it was the most complicated because I need to design the space, okay? Design the space and put the things that I want and get the dimensions right. So, but when I managed to open and design, this is more CAD CAD virtual reality than anything else. Um, Actually, I couldn't put the tiles that I choose, and this some of the details are not correct because the floor will be not this and the back slash will be not this and probably this will be different. Okay, but I'm exploring the possibilities, and now I can use of course, there is a catch because you need to use the appliances of IKEA, so it's not really fair. But we can design. Uh, it's very easy. For example, I can pull this, pull this arm. As go to choose for sorry. Choose an armchair for with let's say um, something completely different than what I have. I bring it here. It I've chosen the materials. Okay, I'm not sure that will be green. Okay, but probably and I can. Sometimes it's difficult to. Okay, I can rotate the armchair. It and I can. It's not very difficult. And with Zoom, it's difficult. But I think I don't know. I can put there, but I could change the. Don't let me make lots of mistakes, but you can see the idea of this. Okay, so I could change this arm shape, and I will. I know. I should have chosen uh, uh, armchair with more space. For example, uh, this is not right height, but we can put here. Okay. So let's share for our PowerPoint. So we use HR in gaming. Of course, we already talked about Pokemon Go and the Harry Potter game that was quite popular. Snapchat is evolving and having a lot of HR. HR in education will be focusing in tomorrow and somehow Thursday. In healthcare, I think that we also have in Thursday some presentation about it. In our agenda, it says for cultural, but I think so Paulo Meirelles will bring something. Okay. So augmented reality, we have marker-based AR that use a camera and a visual marker, such an image. The one that I will present with the image Thursday will be this case. We'll be making using a camera and using a photo. We'll be able to animate or put a layer of images in front of or start an image. Okay, start an image, a photo that is normal to trigger the display of digital content. This is interesting because, for example, we can. The idea is to show that if something like was in not like in Pope's Palace in Avignon. The idea is to photograph or look with the camera at the scene, and this scene will start a video. Okay, in augmented reality in front of that scene. So it will be a very simple example because we don't have with free tools. Okay, so it's not it described looks more spectacular than what it is, but will be an example of it. The markerless AR that uses computer vision and sensors. It's the example that we have. It's the Google Maps that when we are entering. That is also example of projection-based AR that projects digital content in real world. So the camera shows. And everybody uses superimposition based AR, that is to put content onto the user's view of the real world. The tablet, for example, it was not the example of this because the tablet was fully with the image, with a virtual image. Okay, it was AR because it augmented reality of what I saw, but was also but didn't superimpose based AR. So we discussed this was a presentation that I used in the multiplier event relating the several technologies. I evolved that, so we have now more interactions, and for each one, there was an order in this and a logic, but I will have a small section about what the AR is concerned. For example, with streaming, it's fairly easy to explain because it's the same challenges of VR. what is the AR with blockchain, with coding and cybersecurity. Okay, so we already know that data science is important to AR. Sorry, AR. We can present things in the space or different with different elements. For this I will try to record a video that we have a networking infrastructure of of my company, since it was projected by me, uses AR to detect problems and give problems. I don't know, not problems, to give the status of the networking. Okay, we have special switches that we can scan the switch. He opens a QR code in the left, and with that QR code, we can it brings the switch or the networking switch. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's where the network is connected, and brings out the traffic, the users we can see in augmented reality, and we can touch and explode and things like that. So this relation is interesting, and the near future with the IoT, what we will have, we will navigate our house and can see in real time the power consumption of power outlets and switches. I will not be very fully because we don't have lots of time. We also covered already the relationship between AR and VR, so I don't think it's really important. AR uses. There are several examples of AR with streaming. Now, several platforms have special content. One of the examples is Formula One, that we can see a cockpit of a driver, and we can see the performance of. It was sometime we had let me just close an application that is send me notification. We had the Formula One as an application. This application has several possibilities during the race, and a few months ago, in another race, we could enter the cockpit. We see the heart rate of the driver, the G forces, the speed, the pressure in the brake pedal, and the pressure in the accelerator, and in real time. So it's an example of using streaming to show other things. The connection between AR and blockchain is easy to explain, because we need to guarantee the ownership and authentication of what is produced, and the objects that are created, or all the collectibles that are used in games and virtual worlds. One thing that is I hope that will be used is the decentralized platforms. Uh, I've not seen examples, but as you can remember, only when Napster or peer-to-peer appear is when the idea of music online worked. Of course, this was piracy. The idea in AR is not to do that, but we now have the technology to help the development of decentralized platforms. Of course, the blockchain is also important to warrant that privacy is enforced. So, of course, the intersection between AR and coding it's important now because we it's what I said before. We are not still in the commodity part of the world. We are still in something that needs programmers or well prepared professionals. So we don't have we need skills to create. So we have the development. Uh, we still use SDKs or software development kits and that APIs. It's where I say that this is not real. It's still let's say a nerds thing because when we talk APIs and software development kits, it's still a thing of the programmers and the nerds. And there are development environments like Unity and Unreal, but they still use scripting languages. Okay, I, I will not enter what is a scripting but it's needed something. Cybersecurity. AR has risks, and cybersecurity will help. Cybersecurity best practice will help us to circumvent that problems and try to prevent spoofing attacks like the we had with someone trying to be a student for the naked incident of Inês. So the cybersecurity is important to prevent these kind of things. The data privacy, that we already talked about, the authentication and the self-control, so that the platforms are validated and people are validated across platforms, secure communication, and this all brings to secure development practices. What we can expect: increased adoption. AR will become more sophisticated and a commodity, as I say. Hardware, we need a moment, a Surf Star moment that will bring the hardware from the hundreds of dollars to a few dollars. Integration with the AI, so artificial intelligence will bring data. This data will be more intelligent, and AR will be interesting to present that. Increased use in education and training, of course, more and more is expected. Integration with high-speed networks. This will be transparent because it's what is expected. Integration with social media. I'm not a really believer on this, so I don't think that metaverse or a Second Life demonstrated a few years ago will be a success, because this is not something that makes. I don't think people interaction with the real humans will be always. I expect with the real humans, not with in a second reality. Okay, and we'll expand for new areas. Special real estate and things like that, because you can present different things. So our time is finishing. I don't know if I have some tools, but
Okay.
but we can we can talk about connectivity. AR leads with connectivity, some with internet, that is obvious to everyone. Wireless, because the equipments that help AR and VR and other things are near field communications like Bluetooth. Uh, NFC is near field communication. Near field is very cheap now, so and most of the time near field translates in Bluetooth, but we have also IoT devices, cloud connectivity, because people will not have infrastructure at home, so it makes sense that and applications will leverage better. The connectivity or the sharing of experiences with social, it's what I believe, not metaverse, and connections with APIs and SDK. So the connectivity OER, it's crucial to enhance functionality and the things that we expect. This is for entering in the it's what is internet connectivity, what is the feeling, but I think our time is too short to enter these slides. Hope that I've resumed and the slides will be available so you can have more information.
Okay, thank you, João. It was a very good presentation, like this morning. And I'm really, really happy that you give me hope that we are not going to be all synchronized, and that it will be important, the human relationship besides the augmented reality. I would like, before finishing the session, to ask if somebody has any comment, as I did now, or any question to João.
Everything very clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have already commented in previous sessions. No, so I think it was again great, and I think you have developed in some of the ideas, and I think we always say that this session in Porto, and I think it was crucial, no, because you help us also to understand which are the synergies that there are even among all of us in this project, no, that maybe in the beginning we're a little bit lost, not knowing what was bringing us together. And I think it's clear, no, that this presentation that is a little bit more elaborated than what we have.
It evolved a little bit because I had some time to put content and some ideas that I had when I was explaining to people. Yeah, I don't think that is in all super coherent. Okay, it needs some fine tuning, but it starts to be something that we can work on that. I think it's when I presented in multiplier, I thought that was at 25%. Now I think
Mhm.
it's something at 40%. So we need 60% more work. But
By the time we
In the
finish
middle.
the project, we'll get 100%.
yeah, hopefully. Okay.
No, but it's, yeah, at least you show us the roadmap, no? Where we have to, but I always wonder what will evolve, no? I always, it was as Maria Inés was saying, no?
Mhm.
All these resources, all these devices, without this human, where we are going, no? Only with
Yeah.
a device in the hands and with a specs in our, that's okay, but I'm missing always the human touch, no, in all these things that sometimes, as Marina says, hopefully will not disappear, no, will always be there. But I always feel sorry for the next generation, no? We at least we have that one-to-one always interface relationship that is what brings that extra, no, to all this technology. But okay, I'm open to it, and I know that we cannot deny that this is the path. But yeah, I would like to see what will happen in 50 years. I would like to see where we are then.
I hope
But in
we
any
all
case,
can see
yeah.
that.
In any case, thank you for your session because it was really good. And I think it's also, we are very grateful that you are going deeper, no? Deeper and deeper in this. And I think that will be also a great contribution in that symposium or congress. I don't know exactly what it is, where we are going to, submit all of our papers
Yeah.
in Brazil, no? So I think
Yeah.
all these concepts will contribute to all of us and to many more.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So too. Thank you. And I'm happy that you didn't destroy the architects with your kitchen, because everybody needs to have a job in the future and not only online. Huh?
The idea is always to take work from simple things, okay?
Okay.
So that the architects make think the ideas and they are not worried with the execution, okay? Someone has to have ideas and the others, and the execution should be as easy as could be. So, but the idea was not to skip in the architect. It didn't make sense to use an architect to make a kitchen like that. Oh,
Well, is there any other question here?